This video is sponsored by RUSTICO.com.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are? What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder.
Hello friends, this is Hedda. Is it just me, or has time moved exceptionally slow the past couple of weeks? It seems fair to assume that no matter where in the world you are at the moment, we are all experiencing some difficult times this year. So allow me to take your mind off of that for a while and just entertain you with this video. Hopefully it will be a good distraction, and maybe you'll want to get your journal and journal a bit for yourself too. A couple of weeks ago, I downloaded some printables from a really talented creator called Anne. I started supporting her on Patreon in the end of February, I think for the second time, because I think her journal is so pretty and I wanted to try her printables. So my weekly spreads for March were full of her printables, which I printed out on sticker paper so it would be more convenient. I think the colors also fit with my Catkin Willow theme as well, so that was a huge bonus. I'm moving into a new insert for April. I used one insert for January, February and March, and I didn't feel limited in the amount of pages I could use every month, so it worked out really well. For my next insert, I decided to use a grid paper insert I had lying around, since, it's not that easy to go out and buy things these days. This insert has been subject to some harsh treatment, as I've ripped out some of the middle pages to use in other journal spreads, for my bullet journal and for my reading journal. I also took some random notes in it a few months ago, so I glued together the first few pages. Therefore, it's not a full insert, but I think this will actually work really well for me anyway. I'm planning on doing a lot of journaling and not as much planning for April, since I definitely won't be going to many appointments or meet up with friends. My April spreads are a good mix of printables, stickers, ephemera, and my own art. I decided I wanted to try to paint something for my cover page, so I painted this cherry blossom branch on some craft paper. It's the first time I tried this, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to use it for my spreads, but I decided to film me painting it just in case it turned out decent. So this is a clip of me painting that late one Sunday night. It took me about 30 minutes to sketch and paint with gouache, and it's far from my best work, but I actually think it turned out good enough to be my cover page. As you've probably guessed from this, my theme for April is spring flowers. Soft pink and yellow hues, warm sun rays, and the happy feeling of spring approaching. I think I'll really need this considering my whole country is basically quarantined at the moment. It's still March and things are changing rapidly, but I'm honestly expecting the quarantine rules to be upheld for a while longer, so my April spreads will definitely reflect that I'll be spending a lot of time at home. If you have any gouache tips for me, let me know, because I'm still new to gouache and I'm not used to paint with actual paint instead of glaze like watercolors. After I was done painting, I cut the paper to the right size, and then I used a fine liner to draw a border along the grid lines. Grid paper is super useful for this. I glued the painting in using glue tape, and then I lettered April on the left page and drew up a small calendar below it, complete with the dates and also the numbers of the week. I hope you're not too distracted by the candle I'm using to hold the insert down. The problem with slim notebooks like this is that they're so light that they just won't stay flat. So that's it for my cover page. Like I said earlier, I have been very inspired by Anne this month, and with my newfound interest in getting better at digital art and programs like Procreate and Adobe Illustrator, I decided to try to make my own printables for April. So that's what I did. It's the first time I attempted something like it, so it took a while to get the sizes and colors right. I also had to order new printer ink, which took forever, and I just barely got the ink in time to properly test the colors and print everything for this video. I never really have a plan B, so I'm really happy it worked out. Instead of a regular calendar spread, I'm making a dashboard spread with a calendar, header, and room for monthly tasks and goals. It was really simple to put this together since I printed everything on sticker paper. You have no idea how much time I saved on this. The sticker paper I'm using is a matte removable label paper, so I can even remove and reposition a sticker if I don't like the place I put it. It's so convenient. So here I'm testing out different combinations because I didn't really have any idea what I wanted this spread to look like. The cherry blossom photos are from Unsplash and I have linked them down below. I also used a BGM washi tape and a sticker from Hello Alice 3 to decorate. It was really fun to put this together, and the only thing I think would have made the spread even better would be some black pen doodles, so I may do that throughout the month. This dashboard has room for monthly tasks and goals and will be a page that I can go back to throughout the whole month and kind of remind myself of what I think is important this month. Out of all the spreads I made for April, this one took the longest because I was constantly positioning and repositioning paper pieces to see what I liked the most. Collaging is fun, but it's really hard to make it look nice, I think. I'll keep practicing for as long as it takes. In the end, I really like how this one turned out, and I really liked the cherry blossom photos in combination with the printables that I made. If you've never made a dashboard before, it might be good to try it out this month, especially if your life is kind of in a state of emergency and everything is just weird. On the next page, I'm making a fun spread with things you can do at home, by yourself or with your family. Even if you're not sick, my government is encouraging those who are able to stay at home and only go to stores if absolutely necessary. So for the time being, that's what I'm doing. I am lucky enough to have a garden, and I also live on the outskirts of the city, so I can easily go for walks without having to cross paths with lots of other people. I also don't have children, so that makes my life a lot easier than for parents of small children at the moment. I know my life is way easier than lots of other people, so I know the ideas in this spread are not universal. That being said, here are some tips for things you can do at home without needing to go outside. If you're in the same situation as me and is planning on social distancing for a while and have a little bit of extra time on your hands because you no longer have to commute and won't be very social, here are some ideas. Create a home office or redecorate your existing home office. Call all of your friends and relatives. Do some gardening. Take plant cuttings and make a plant army. Bake. Clean your home. Declutter. Do at-home workouts like Pilates and yoga. Read a book. Maybe make a reading journal. Journal, paint, and draw. Basically do all the creative things you usually don't have time for. Or tackle those home projects that just never seem to get done. On the left side, I'm making a vertical calendar because I want to have a tiny bit of structure in the middle of this madness. It's very simple, Ryder Carroll style, and very similar to the calendar I made for my March spreads. I decorated it in a similar style as the rest of my April spreads, and I really like how the whole spread turned out. I wish I'd used a softer pink for the column, but what's done is done. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of pinks and yellow, and pink and yellow is probably my favorite color combination of all times, and I really love it. So here I'm just making some lines to separate the weekends from the weekdays, and that's it. Before I get into the last spread for this video, let me just tell you a little bit about the sponsor of this video, RUSTICO.com. RUSTICO is a Utah-based company that makes leather notebooks and other leather goods, all made to order in Utah, USA. I definitely recommend checking out their website if you're interested in a new notebook. On the next page, I will set up my first weekly spread for April. Basically, the left page will be a weekly overview with a little bit of room for tasks for each day of the week. I'm splitting the page into 2 columns, and the rest is pretty much just decorations. I put in a small calendar for the whole month, a cherry blossom picture, and some craft paper and washi tape. I counted 4 squares below each day of the week, and I don't need much room because starting from the right side of the spread, I will do daily journaling. And this is kind of what happens when the daily structure disappears. I don't have as much use for weekly spreads anymore. So I'm just setting up the decorations for April 1st on the right side, and then I'll journal and decorate daily from there. And what I really like about the daily journaling is that you can do a little bit every day. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit of writing, a little bit of decoration, and then you can feel like you filled in something in your journal that day. You feel a little bit creative, a little bit productive, and I really enjoy that feeling. So for April, I will try to do a lot of daily journaling, and I hope that I can fill the entire insert by the end of the month. Before I leave you to the final flip through, I just want to let you know that I am offering the printables I made for my April spreads to all of you for free. All you need to do to access them is to click on the link in the description box below, and it will take you directly to Google Drive where I have uploaded the sheets. All I ask is that you tag and credit me in any photos you upload to the internet using my printables. So that's all for now. I hope you're having a lovely day inside, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. How come the trees gets undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes? Until winter comes? It really makes me wonder.